Hello there, it's Wala Ladipo here, Mind Body Breakthrough Anxiety Recovery. I'd like to speak with you just to give you a few tips on how to overcome your anxiety panic attacks, whether you are suffering from agoraphobia or other specific phobias or generalized phobias, or whether your own issue is about just the raw panic attack. You cannot do anything without feeling that sensation of like you want to actually lose control and your heart wants to jump out, and probably you're going through something like the realization or the personalization, that sensation of not knowing who you really are anymore, or the feeling as if everything just looks as if it's not real anymore. It's like you're losing control with the deeper self within you, and all those are outlets of anxiety. But three things are very important that I really wanted to get today. And if you don't remember anything I say today, remember these three things. Number one, source. Number two, philosophy. Number three, habits. Number one, source. Number two, philosophy. Number three, habit. Number one, let me just talk through these things very quickly. Number one is source. Your source is where somewhere begins. Your anxiety, whatever nature is taken at the moment, has a source. I'm a firm believer that everything that happens on the earth happens for a reason. There is a source to it. There is a source to whatever happens. Nothing just happens for nothing. I know that a lot of people who have built a lot of businesses, successful businesses, on anxiety recovery rather, on the basis that you don't even have to look for the source of anxiety. Just get some techniques, just manage your anxiety to cope with anxiety, and these guys are brilliant. They come up with different techniques that can help you cope with anxiety, and they're quite okay. They're quite okay. If your goal is to be able to cope with the anxiety, to live with it, to cohabit with it in a way where you know that you're only on the top, but you know the anxiety is still there. That's fine for you. But if your passion is to get rid of anxiety totally, you have to go to the source. There is always a source to every anxiety that we generate, and the source of anxiety is always in the past. I know a lot of people do not want to talk about the past when we are talking about processing our emotions, but there is no way you want to process your emotions, you want to reconnect your deeper self, you want to get rid of all the anxiety disorders without going into the past. You go into the past not because you want to go and live there. You go into the past because you want to analyze it. Analyze the past and reconcile if need be. And that's the most powerful thing that you can ever do with regards to getting your life back from anxiety. I don't have a lot of time to talk about this, but I just want to let you know that in the anxiety recovery program that we do not just give people coping mechanisms, we teach them how to really get back to the basics with themselves, to connect to the deeper self. When you connect to your deeper self, your real self, anxiety is not there. It is the synthetic self that the world has made you. These challenges of life have made you. That is where all the anxiety and the panic attacks and the agoraphobia, that's where they live. So what you want to do is you want to get back to your real self, process your situations, and just get on with your life. Go and create a future. Secondly, philosophy. Philosophy is powerful. Philosophy is where the whole concept of cognitive behavioral therapy is based. Your philosophy is your mindset, your belief system. It's just like something that directs your life. Without it, you cannot really function. It's a kind of your database, what determines what you do on a daily basis, how you react to stimulus, how you react to situations and events. And that's very powerful. And I'm going to look very quickly at three things, three areas of your philosophies, three areas where your philosophy manifests or expresses itself. Number one, through your thought. Number two, through your actions. Number three, through your mental pictures. Your thought is powerful. Basically, you are what you think about. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You become what you think about. And the powerful thing there is the word become. In other words, there's a transition. There's a kind of changing over that takes place from what you used to be to what you have now become. When you think in a certain way, that thought creates some internal conflicts that eventually transfers you to something else. For example, if you feel that you're going to have a panic attack when you go to the shopping center today, that thought, if you believe in that thought and you repeat that thought would trigger the necessary elements in your mind that will cause the panic attack to happen. So you become what you think about, and that's a huge area where you can actually learn to gain control, to always be in the power position with regards to your mind. Number two is your action. The action that you take determines the feelings that you generate. Of course, your thought determines your actions, but your actions as well trigger an effect, a feeling. And that's some of the things we look at in our mind body breakthrough recovery. Is powerful. All these things can change you. They will change your life in few hours of work. And then the next one is your mind picture. This is extremely important. Your subconscious mind will choose your mind picture way before it chooses your words and your thoughts. Your mind picture is the picture of yourself that you have. If you find yourself, you see yourself in your mind as someone who lives with anxiety, someone who is always having panic attacks, someone who is always been depressed. If that picture is what you hold, if I in your mind, if I ask you to close your eyes now, what do you see about you? If what you see is negative, no matter, it doesn't really matter the amount of counseling you receive, unless that mind picture is changed, nothing changes. So those three things are powerful regards to your philosophy. Now, the number three thing I want to talk to you about is habit. Habit. Anxiety becomes a habit through repetition. At the start, it starts at the first time you have your anxiety, you have your anxiety disorders. It starts like a natural bodily response to an event. But when that persists, what happens is that your brain and nervous system, they begin to pay attention to that as something very important. So they learn that and they reprogram your subconscious mind so that that becomes habitual. So what's after you've had the anxiety, what you are fighting over is not just the anxiety sensation or the symptoms. You are also fighting against the habit of anxiety. Your brain has learned how to react to a certain thing.